Right, it's been a while since I've done a video, so let's do a quick recap as to where I am now. As you can see, 2672, that was my ROI for last year. Now, last year was a learning curve, as well as months I did not trade, as well as the actual swing trade itself was actually about 7-8 months. Anyhow, I did make a mistake there, because my ROI literally is 14%. If you take the literal mathematical, how much I invested, how much I got out, yeah. But in terms of actual ROI, if you were to calculate my average and extrapolate the average across the months, then my ROI was about 20%. I mean, 14% I was happy with for the first year learning curve. So where am I this time around? So this is from my year starts slightly differently because I started late. I started in June, so my year starts from July, August, September, October, November. We're in November, right? So let's have a look. Well, actually, let's do a quick calculation. So no, let me show you where my ROI is currently sitting at. Now, bear in mind, in this particular year as well, I've not traded for about a couple of months. I was inactive, completely inactive for a couple of months as I was moving places and whatnot. So my actual trading months counts as 3 months, but I'm not going to count as that. I'll just count as a whole year. So far, 5 months, let's just call it that, yeah? So this is my current standing, 2997, and this is where I am currently. I've got gains on Adobe, gains on Elf, and elsewhere I need to fix them up. ASML, I expect profit, so that's fine, but elsewhere I need to fix up. Fubu, I'm suffering, I'm struggling from last year, but I've been waiting to see what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to tackle this stock and hopefully come up with a profit. So I'm not worried about these negatives at all whatsoever. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about SMC. I got caught in actually thingamajig. Not the hype. No, I didn't buy it with the hype. I got caught by this bit purely because I didn't anticipate the pullback would be as strong as this. But I'll tackle it. I'm not worried about this either. So yeah, I've got gain here, as you can see. Close to 50, let's just call it £50 gain, but I'm not going to add that because I'm going to hold it for longer. So currently, let's just say that's my gain. So now let's just say 3,000, just round it up, and then you've got last year's profit, 2672. So 2672, that gives me that approximately. Obviously, if you add anyway, you know what, let's just add it, my 50 gain. So there, that would give my total ROI for the year 19%. 19% would be my ROI. Let's just say 19% up until my 5th month, basically. But if we were to do this way, it's 14%. Okay, so 14% ROI so far. Sorry, 15% ROI so far, which already surpasses my last year's ROI, return on investment. Now, realistically, my current ROI stands at 19%. I'm expecting this to double this year, inshallah. The aim is to get 40%. Again, it all depends how active I can be in stock trading. If I can be active, then it will be great. If I can't, then it is what it is. My annual return for this year was to surpass last year's ROI. But like I said, my overall ROI last year was 20%. So technically, I'm 1% below my extrapolated ROI for last year. But if you take my literal ROI, I've surpassed that already. Now, I did say ideally it'd be nice if I can get 30%. So I'm about 10% away from my yearly target. If I can get 30%, I'll be very chuffed to bits. But bear in mind, my trading this year has been far more confident and secure. I know exactly what I'm doing with it. With every stock I go in, and everything that I'm doing. Like for example, at the moment I'm tackling this stock because I had invested quite heavily last year, and so I had to come out of this stock with profit. So if you look at my technical, I had other technical indicators, but I removed them. So my current position is here. This there 440. Technically it's not 440, but let's just say 440. That's where my current position is. I reduced the gap by 10%. Now the idea is that the stock is currently here. I'm expecting the stock to go from here back to its average, which is here. The gap is 13%, but it could pull back down, and if it does pull back, then the gap will be let's just say 7.7%, 7.8%. Now 7.8%, I'm not worried about that. I'm looking to come out of this stock, or out of this stock, with either profit or just break even, because this is one of the two stocks I have left from last year's fundamental mistakes that I've made as a long investor. So I went in with a long investor mentality, not a swing trader. And it was in the beginning as well, like the first month or so. Anyhow, so I've done some calculations, mathematical calculations, and I'll use that calculation to enter. Now the aim and objective will be to come as close to this point here, close to current position by 2-3%. Technically, theoretically, that should give me a profit. There's support here. There was a wedge pattern that developed, and I knew the wedge pattern would lead to a breakdown, and it did, because if you look at the height from here to there, it was weak. So I knew there would be pulled back down instead. I could be patient, and I could anticipate that stock to drop to 300, which won't be outlandish, but it all depends if I choose to wait a little longer or not. Yeah, technical analysis with indicators, a couple of indicators put together, as well as experience of the market, a bull market and the bear market, and as well as the presidential run and all that, is so important when it comes to swing trading and successful swing trading and consistent swing trading. Like I said, I'm able to make consistent gains. I've made consistent gains recently. And sure, these current stocks not looking so great. For the record, my AMD was profit last Friday, but I decided to keep it in. No problem with that. Croc, I'm holding it for long. I'm not worried about that. Fubu, like I said, I was worried about this. I'm still worried about it, but I now know what I'm going to do to rescue that money. If you remember, I had thousands of pounds invested and stuck in NEO. That's fine. I know the NEO. I was trying to catch and ride a breakout trade, but the breakout trade did not go my way. And then I did get greedy. It did go, so I went here. It went here. I actually did not come out. So I got greedy because I was anticipating that the breakout could be the previous high, but it did not materialize. However, the beautiful thing about swing trading is that you don't have to worry. I don't have to worry, and I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. So this 19% deficit, chill. I'm relaxed, man. I know what to do with it. I know what to do with this. I know what to do with Samsung. I know what to do with SMC. I'm not worried. Like I said, if you know what you're doing, you'll make a good stock trader. Alhamdulillah, so far, like I said, proof's in the pudding. Let's see if I can do 30-40% ROI this year. If I can, fabulous. But I am trading with my profit from last year, by the way. So this is not new money I've invested. I've pulled out the previous amount of money that I had played with, and I've invested that into another business that has been quite fruitful, and that's been quite profitable actually, better than stock trading. But as a seasoned individual, I don't put all my eggs in one basket. It's important to diversify between brick and mortar, high risk, low risk, medium risks, all sorts of risk factors, risk types of businesses is healthy. So yeah, at the moment, just trading with my profits. So far, this is compounding. Let's see where it goes. Bit of update, and adios until next time.